Squire Trelawney and Dr. Livesey, having asked me to describe the whole particulars about Treasure Island, keeping nothing back but its bearings, and that because there is treasure still not lifted, I go back to the time when my mother kept the Admiral Benbow Inn, and the brown old seaman with the saber cut first took up his lodgings under our roof.
This is a handy cove, huh? And a pleasantly situated grog shop. Much company?
No, sir, very little. The more's the pity.
Well, then, this is the berth for me. Hey, you baby, come up alongside. Bring the chest inside.
Good morning.
I'm thirsty, man, thirsty. Rum. I'm a plain man. All I want is rum, bacon, and eggs on a cliff out there to watch ships from. What might you be calling me? You might call me Captain.
I'll prepare your room, Captain.
Boy, keep your weather eye open for a seafaring man. Do you see this, boy?
Yes, sir.
This is a silver fourpenny, and it's yours at the end of the month. And what have you got to do to earn it? Just keep your eye peeled. Watch out for him, you hear? A seafaring man with one leg. More rum, boy.
There were many times when he was to call for rum, but never did he pay a single penny. There were nights when he took a deal more rum than his head would carry. And then he'd sing his wicked old sea songs. His stories were what frightened people worst of all.
I've seen him keel-haul a man so bad there was nothing left of him when we fished him out of the sea. I remember
dreadful stories they were, about hanging and walking the plank and wild deeds and places on the Spanish Main. By his own account, he must have lived his life among some of the wickedest men God ever allowed upon the sea. He was only once crossed, and that was by Dr. Livesey, who'd stopped by one evening to have a bite of supper with my mother.
Drink and the devil have done for the rest. Yo! Sing, damn you!
Are you addressing me, sir?
I am.
I have only one thing to say to you, sir. That if you keep on drinking rum, the world will soon be quit of a very dirty scoundrel. If you don't put that knife this instant in your pocket, I promise on my honor you shall hang for it. Now, sir, if I catch a breath of complaint against you, I'll have you hunted down and routed out of this. Let that suffice.
Moron!
All day he was out on the cliff with his brass telescope. And every day he would ask if any seafaring man had gone along the road. Above all, a seafaring man with one leg. How that personage haunted my dreams. On stormy nights when the wind shook the four corners of the house and the surf roared along the cove and up the cliff, to see him leap and run and pursue me was the worst of nightmares.
A seafaring man with one leg.
Is this here the lodgings of my old mate, Billy?
I don't know your old mate, sir.
He names himself Captain, with a cut on one cheek.
Well, sir.
Let's see now. The cut is on the right cheek. Now, that's my Billy. Show me where he is. Do you hear me, boy? And here he is. Get behind the door, Sonny, and we'll give old Bill a little surprise. Billy?
Black dog.
Black dog as ever was. Come for to see his old shipmate, Billy.
So you've run me down. Well?
I will sit down, Billy, if you please, and talk square like old shipmates. Now go, and leave the door wide open. None of your keyholes for me, Sonny.
Visitors, Jim?
A man to see the captain.
The one he's been waiting for? Oh, let's hope so. Perhaps he'll go away with him.
Where are you going?
One of the squire's servants is very poorly and we're going to visit her. So look to the house, Jim.
Ho!
Now don't come bothering me again, you understand? I ain't sailed alongside of Captain Flint all these years for nothing. He gave it to me when he was dying. And I ain't sharing it with no one. Least of all you lying swat. I tell the others if they come here looking, I'll let them through. Rub, Jim.
Are you hurt?
Rub. I must get away from here, Rub. I'm pretty low, Jim, deserted by y'all. You ought to be one noggin of rum, won't you, matey?
I'll get the doctor.
Doctors is all swabs. What do they know? I live on rum, I tell you. It's meat and drink, man and wife to me. I'll give you a golden guinea for a noggin.
I want none of your money but what you owe my mother.
But if I don't get my rum now, I'll have the hottest, Jim. I've seen some of them already. I've seen old Flint there in the corner just behind you. Plain as print. I've seen him.
I'll get you one drop, but no more. But you'll have to go to bed, Captain.
I can't do that. They're waiting for me now. Out there somewhere. Thunder, they have the black spot on me.
Black Spot? Is he another of them?
No, it's a sort of sign. Get that, and it's the end of you. It's my old sea chest they're after. Flint gave it to me when he lay a dying. Keep a weather eye open, and I'll share it with you.
Share what, Captain?
There'll be a sea mist tonight, and maybe horrors climbing up at us. Out of the sea onto the land. Keep watching.
For Black Dog?
For Black Dog and Pew. And all of 'em. And him as has one leg. Him above all.
Will any kind friend inform a poor blind man who lost the precious sight of his eyes in the gracious defense of his native country, England? God bless King George. Where and in what part of the country he may be now?
You're at the Admiral Benbow Inn, sir. Black Hill Cove.
I hear a voice, a young voice. Will you give me your hand, my kind young friend, and lead me in? Now, boy, take me into the captain. Take me in straight or I break your arm. Lead me straight up to him, and when you're inside, cry out, here's a friend for you, Bill. Come now, march.
Here's a friend for you, Bill.
Now, Bill, stay right where you are. If I can see, I can hear fingers stirring. Business is business, Bill. Now, boy, take his right hand near the wrist. That's done. Now lead me off, boy.
They won't fix me. They're still fighting the old sea dog. Jim, there, under the stairs, my old sea chest. Here's the key. Open it, lad. At the bottom, a small oilskin bag. Take it. Hide it for me. Because those bloodthirsty cutthroats would rob an honest man of what's rightfully his. That's it. Take it. Guard it with your life. Don't tell a single soul.
It's the black spot, Captain. You have until 10 tonight.
Down with the door. In. Bring down to the window. Hurry! Dogs, hurry! Come on. In.
Billy, he's dead. He's dead.
Search for chest, you rebels.
Pew, they've been here before us. Somebody's turned the chest out.
Is it fair?
The money's here.
Curse the money. Where's the map?
It's not here.
It's these people of the inn. It's that boy. I wish I'd cut his eyes out.
That means we'll have to budge, mates.
Wait. That cursed boy must be close by. He can't be far. Scatter and look for him, you dog! Oh, shiver my soul if I had eyes! Bloody! Black dog! Nerd! You won't leave on you! Not on you! Ah!
He looks like a beggar.
No, he was a buccaneer. There's a whole crew of them.
Who's that?
Hawkins, sir.
Young Jim Hawkins?
Yes, sir.
There was news of a lugger in Kidd's Hole. Smugglers.
No, sir, not smugglers, pirates.
Pirates? Well, thank God you're safe. What were they after, Jim? Money?
Not only that, sir. I think they were after this. I think I'd better put it somewhere safe.
To be sure, boy. Quite right. I'll take you to the squire.
Mr. Dance, you're a noble fellow. As for riding down that black, atrocious miscreant, it's an act of virtue, like stamping on a cockroach. This lad Hawkins is a trump. Sit down, ma'am. Now, Mr. Dance, those villains are still out there.
Yes, sir. Your servant, gentlemen.
Flint's man, eh?
You have some knowledge of him, sir?
Knowledge. The bloodthirstiest buccaneer that ever sailed. Bluebeard was a child to him. The Spaniards were so afraid of him, it made me proud he was an Englishman. I've seen Flint's topsails at Trinidad, and the cowardly captain that I sailed with put back like a cur into port of Spain.
Did Flint have a treasure, sir?
Treasure? Treasure? Greater than Morgan's. The smallest clue to where the old devil buried it is worth a fortune.
Maybe that's why they wanted this. Perhaps this is a clue.
My God, Livesey, what have we here?
Are you agreeable, Jim, to our opening the packet? For it is yours by right of arms.
Indeed it is.
Open it, sir.
It's a map of an island. Tall tree, spyglass shoulder to the left, bearing one point to the N of N-N-E.
North of north-northeast, sir.
Of course, of course.
See the 3 crosses in red ink. And here's some writing. Bulk of treasure here.
Livesey, you'll give up this wretched practice at once. Tomorrow I start for Bristol. In 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 10 days. We'll have the best ship, sir, and the choicest crew in England. Ma'am, your Jim will come as cabin boy. You'll make a famous cabin boy, Hawkins. You, Livesey, our ship's doctor. I am Admiral.
Trelawney, I'll go with you, and I'll go bail for it. So will Jim, and be a credit to the undertaking. There is only one man I'm afraid of.
And who's that? Name the dog, sir.
You, for you cannot hold your tongue. We are not the only men to know of this paper. These fellows who attacked the inn tonight, and more I dare say not far off, they all want that money. We must not breathe a word of what we found.
Livesey, you're always in the right of it. I'll be as silent as a grave.
For a time, I lived on at the inn, full of sea dreams and the most charming anticipations of strange islands thick with savages with whom we fought, sometimes full of dangerous animals that hunted us. But in all my fancies, nothing occurred to me so strange and tragic as our actual adventures.
Wake up. Wake up!
Doctor!
You've had a good long trip and a good sleep to go with it.
Are we in Bristol?
Bristol it is, Jim. Come on, come along down.
Redruth!
Well, I'm a seaman now, or so the squire would have it. Here's Tom Joyce and Hunter.
Hello.
Of the squire's stables. Grooms all their lives and now sailors as the rest of us. You should see the squire dressed out like a sea officer.
Here's a note you're to take to John Silver.
Is he one of the squire's men too?
Oh, no, he keeps a public house here in Bristol. You'll easily find the place. Just keep a lookout for a large brass telescope.
He's to the mate. He's to the mate.
The same broadside as lost old Pew, his deadlights. It were a master surgeon, fix me. Out of college and all, Latin by the bucket. But he was hanged like the rest and sun-dried at Corpus when he joined with
Good
Blackbeard.
morning, sir.
Now, this here's a grog shop, little master, looking for a dram, eh?
He's to the mate.
Is this the spyglass in, sir?
Aye, lad, but rum. That's sweet enough for us old swabs, but for the likes of you, sonny. My little missus over there. If you ain't see, darling. If you ain't see, darling. She's cooking something nice and delicate. They makes down in the island where she comes from.
Voila. Thank you,
the
ma'am.
Spanish Main. That's Mrs. Silverland. She don't speak our lingo.
You're Mr. Silver, sir.
Barbecue, they calls her. Or sometimes Long John. I don't reckon you knows what Long John means now, does you?
No, sir. Can't say I do.
A cannibal word, sonny. Long John is the name they has for human meat. What's wrong, boy? You think I aims to eat you?
No, sir.
Yeah, the savages would find you mighty tender chewing. What's this? Slow cooks, you see the way they does it down there in them cannibal latitudes. Go on, take another. What I spills his out. But sail clear of them man-eating countries till you toughens up a bit, young.
Jim Hawkins, sir. I'm your cabin boy.
Oh, so it says here in Trelawney's hand to write. So, we're to be messmates, are we, Jimmy?
Black dog! Black dog! Stop him! Stop him!
Stand by to go about.
Oh, ain't she the sweet one, Jimmy? Smart as paint, really, but not educated. Doesn't speak naught but her own lingo, don't you see? You got the wrong man, darling. Now, what was his name again? Black something?
Dog, sir.
Dog, what is it? Dog, black dog? I kind of think, yes. I seen the swab. He used to come here with a blind beggar he used.
I knew that blind beggar. His name was Pew.
Pew. That was his name for certain. Pew. He looked a shark, he did. Too bad I ain't the man I was, Jim Hawkins. I'd have caught that black dog for you, but how could I now? You tell me that with just this.
Ah, Jim, here you are.
Dead men don't bite.
The ship's company is complete.
Men don't bite.
Well, Jim, all ready for the voyage?
Oh, yes, sir. When do we sail?
Sail? We sail tomorrow. The ship's all fitted, eh, Silver?
Aye, sir. She's a handsome craft.
The Hispaniola is her name, Jim. I got her through old friends here in Bristol, who've literally slaved in my interest just as soon as they got wind of what we're sailing for. Treasure, that is. Oh, of course. Sorry. Mum's the word about that, eh?
Have you all your crew, sir?
Jim, I had the deuce itself to find so much as half a dozen, until the most remarkable stroke of fortune brought me to the very man that I required.
Oh, who was that, sir?
Who? Who else but the same Long John Silver? Why, the whole crew respects and even obeys him. The man's a perfect trump. He even got rid of most of those I had already engaged. Well, between Silver and myself, we got together a company of the toughest old salts imaginable. I declare we could fight a frigate.
Mr. Trelawney?
Yes, Jim.
Is Mr. Silver going to be our captain?
Me, Jimmy, a poor sailor keeps this tavern here and needs a berth to get to sea again for himself. I'm ship's cook, and lucky to be that.
Come on, Silver.
You picked our captain, sir, not me.
A good choice. I think you'll own to that, Silver.
Well, he's a hard man. So I've heard. Oh, a good, hard man is Captain Smollett.
I don't like it, sir. That's short and sweet.
You don't like what, Captain Smollett?
These men you picked up for me. The first mate's a drunken sot.
But the rest of the crew is a good one, Livesey.
He doesn't like the men either, not many of them.
Perhaps, sir, you don't like the ship.
I can't speak as to that, not having seen her tried.
Well, I have, sir. She's a lovely ship, and you can lead to that, gentlemen. Aye, Captain. You'll be keeping a point nearer to the wind than a man has a right to expect from his own married wife.
Those lines stretched out there, they're yours?
Mine, sir. I could just hold a mighty help, sir. Them ropes is for a poor one-legged seaman when the wind's up and the deck is wet.
You have a crutch?
Aye, sir.
And tear those lines away.
Excuse me.
That's it, Jimmy. Pass around. My little ropes, Captain. Go, sir. A taste of Madeira, gentlemen, to celebrate the ship's departure. Compliments to the ship's cook.
Silver?
Yes, sir?
When did you sail this ship?
Truth is, I knows them as sail with her. The crew's full of 'em.
I thought so. Don't forget your crutch. How's that? There's been too much blabbing.
Far too much.
Every man before the mast knows more about this cruise than I do. Gentlemen, I don't know which of you has this map.
Map?
Some map of an island. That much I've heard myself. There are crosses on the map to show where the treasure is.
I never told a single soul.
The hands all know it, sir. More I don't want to know, or I'll resign.
I've heard you, Captain. And I think the worst of you.
Jim, you can go.
In other words, sir, you fear a mutiny.
Livesey!
I see things going as I think not quite right. And I've got to take certain precautions.
Intolerable humbug. I declare I think his conduct unmanly, unsailorly, and downright un-English.
Mr. Arrow? Mr. Arrow! Lower the mainsail!
Aye, aye, Captain. Lower the mainsail.
The Hispaniola proved to be a good ship. The crew, capable seamen, and the captain thoroughly understood his business. I, for my part, spent many pleasant days in the company of Long John Silver and listened, thrilled to his tales of adventures on the high seas.
Huh. Hey, hear that, Jimmy? That's Captain Flint, predicting success to our voyage. What you, Captain? Calls by Pirate Captain Flint, after the famous buccaneer. Sit down, messmate. Now, this one here, she's out on her first cruise. Now, ain't she, sweetheart? But Flint, you know how old he is? 200 years, maybe.
Yes, sir?
He lives forever, mostly. And if anybody seen more wickedness, it'd be the devil himself. Aye, he sailed with England, the great Captain England, and with Blackbeard.
That men don't bite.
Did you hear that, sweetheart? Flint, he was at Madagascar and Suriname and Providence, Portobello. He was at the boarding of the Viceroy of the Indies on Goa. And to look at him, you'd swear he was a baby. He would smell powder. Ain't you, Captain?
Our first mate turned out even worse than the captain feared. He began to appear drunk on deck and was a bad influence among the men. We could never make out where he got the drink. That was the ship's mystery. Nobody was much surprised when one dark night he disappeared entirely and was seen no more.
Overboard. Well, gentlemen, that saves the trouble of putting him in irons.
But what will we do for a first mate?
Begging your pardon, sir, but the coxswain, Israel Hands, is a careful, wily, experienced old seaman. He can be trusted at a pinch at almost anything.
Your opinion was not asked for, Mr. Silver. Go back to the galley.
Captain Smollett? You misjudged that man.
Yes? Well, sir, we're not home yet.
What does that mean? Everyone on board seems to be quite content?
They should be, sir. Spoiled forecastle hands make devils. That's my belief. Never was a ship's company so spoiled. Double grog on the least excuse, duff on odd days, and always that barrel of apples standing broached there in the waist.
But good did come of the apple barrel, for if it had not been for that, on the last night of our outward voyage, we might all have perished.
Aye, John. When do we strike?
When? By the powers, there's a map. Okay. And I don't know where it is, do I? And what do you? We'll strike when them fine gentlemen has found the treasure for us. Meanwhile, George, Mary, you'll work hard and live hard, and you'll speak soft until I gives the word. You're smart, Georgie. Well, this here Captain Smollett's a fine seaman, and he sails this ship for us, huh? Jump up like a sweet lad, Israel. Get me that apple.
Now, men, has any one of you ever seen that land ahead?
I knows it. Right, George?
Stand up when you speak to me.
Asking your pardon, sir. I don't have my crutch.
The anchorage is on the south, I fancy.
There's a hill, sir, they calls the Spyglass.
Spyglass? That's what you call your tavern, isn't it?
Happens anyway. Thank you, sir. Spyglass Hill's a lookout the old pirates kept with the... came here, cleaned their ships, sir. Ask your pardon, sir.
My lads, look lively there. This land we've sighted is the place we've been sailing to. Mr. Trelawney, the doctor, and I are going below to the cabin to drink your health and luck. And now, your grog's served for you to drink to whom you please.
3 cheers for Captain Smollett. Hip, hip! Hooray! Hip, hip! Hooray! Hip, hip! Hooray!
And Mr. Silver said they should strike only when he gives the word.
Watch your chance, Jim. You must slip away when they aren't looking.
Yes, sir.
The others won't be paying you much heed, I shouldn't think. But keep an eye on him.
He'd look remarkably well, sir. Hanging from a yardarm.
Me? I'm an easy man, Israel. Now then, gentlemen, in there in the cabin. What's your about, Georgie?
We sails off when we gets the treasure and we leaves them gentlemen ashore to starve slow like. That'd be Captain England's way. I cut them down like so much bark. Flint's way that'd be. Or Billy Bones.
Billy was the man for that.
Dead men don't bite.
When I can count on my own servants as upon myself. 3 of them, ourselves, and young Hawkins here. That makes 7.
That's our party, gentlemen. 7 to their 19.
Captain, I don't like the look of those men.
Sir, if I risk another order, pikes will be going in 2 shakes. My lads, we need fresh water. And a turn ashore will hurt nobody. Mr. Hands, some men to remain on ship. The rest can take the longboat. I'll fire a gun half an hour before sundown. You're quite sure about young Hawkins?
Oh, yes. He knows to meet us in the old stockade.
Stockade?
Shh. That's where he'll be safest.
What stockade?
A fort built by the old pirates. It's on the map, but let's pray God it's still intact.
Then we'll have to go there as soon as possible. The moment those scoundrels are out of sight, we'll load the jolly boat with all the guns she can carry. Right, Captain?
What about Silver's men still here on board?
We'll deal with them at the right time.
Gimme. Time enough for that later. Yep. With an eye out for the Jim Hawkins, Mary's a sight. Too nimble, I like it. Josh.
Yes?
The others, are they all with us then?
Alan, he ain't with us, nor that idiot Tom.
I'll have a word with Tom. Josh.
Hold fast.
Drop your weapons. It'll be the gallows for you, my boys. Down below.
You're smart, Tommy. Yeah, smart as paint. I seen that when I first laid eyes on you. It's because I think's gold dust of you. Gold dust. So I'm warning you. Why, if you don't join up, and one of the wild ones knew it, where'd I be, Tom? Now tell me, where'd I be?
Are you telling me you let yourself be led away by that stinking mess of swabs?
They smells sweeter with gold in their pockets, Tommy.
But pirates!
Gentlemen of fortune. Well, they lives rough and they risks swigging. But when a cruise is done, Tommy, there's hundreds of gold pounds in their pockets.
What was that?
Huh? Oh, that's... I reckon that'd be... Alan.
Alan? Then rest his soul for a true seaman. As for you, John Silver, you've killed Alan, have you? Kill me too!
There's never a man yet who looked me between the eyes and lived to see a good day afterwards, Tommy. You may lay to that.
Captain. We have some guns and stores ashore, but there's more arms and powder than we can carry.
You down below, you hear me? You, Abraham Gray. It's to you I'm speaking. Gray. You're a good man at bottom. I'm leaving this ship. And I order you to follow your captain. I have my watch in my hand, and I give you 30 seconds to join me. Redruth?
Sir.
Come here. If one of those dogs so much as shows his head, blow it off.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, let us get ashore.
John! Long John! They're heading for shore in the jolly boat!
Oh, they be damned.
I've been saying we should strike fast?
I may have to now, but I don't like it.
We'll never reach shore at this rate. Can't you pull stronger?
Not without swamping the boat.
Where are they bound for?
Flint's whole stockade.
Come on, let's get them now.
Muskets, the pistols first. They're locked up still on board the ship. Job, you and a few others try to head them off from the stockade.
Ben Gunn, that's me. I'm poor Ben Gunn. And I haven't spoken with a Christian all these years. Marooned I was, and I dreamed of a piece of cheese.
Cheese?
You have a piece of cheese about you?
Afraid not. But if ever I get back on board, you shall have all the cheese you want.
Aboard again, says you. Huh? That ain't Flint's ship back there, is it?
Was Captain Flint a friend of yours?
Swear to me, lad. That ain't Flint's ship.
It's not Flint's ship. Flint's dead.
Thank God for that.
There's some of Flint's men still alive, worse luck.
Not a man with one leg.
Silver?
Ah, Silver. Put his name. If you were sent by Long John, I'm as good as pork.
I wasn't sent by him. He led a mutiny against us.
Your friends?
Yes, I must join them.
Well, there's my little boat, you know.
What's that?
We might try after dark.
A boat, you say?
With my 2 hands, I made her. And keeps her hid, hoof to, down on the beach by the white rock.
Ow!
What do you name yourself, mate?
Jim.
Jim, you wouldn't think to look at me. I'm rich now. Would you?
Well, not in particular.
Ah, Jim. Rich. Rich. You'll bless your stars. You were the first that found me.
Ship's taken, gentlemen.
If you please, sir, if I see anyone, am I to fire?
What a question.
Thank you, sir.
Did you hit your man?
No, sir, I believe not, sir.
Doctor, Squire, Captain, don't fire!
It's Jim. It's young Jim Hawkins by the powers. He's safe and sound.
Get away from the door! Who goes there? Stand or we fire!
Flag a truce! Flag a truce!
10 to 1 is a trick.
Ray, keep your gun on him.
Just me, gentlemen. Captain Silver.
Captain Silver? Don't know him. Who's he?
Me, sir. You see, after your desertion, sir.
Desertion?
Well, yes, sir. The poor lads have chosen me for captain.
You're either my ship's cook or a common pirate. And then you can go hang.
Leave him. If you have anything to say, my man, better say it.
Doctor? You have a shot now. How is it, Doctor?
That's as may be.
We wants that chart, gentlemen, to get the treasure by. No, you give it to us, that comes aboard the ship along of us, and I gives you my affidavit on my word honor to clap you somewhere safe ashore. Handsomer you couldn't look to get. Not you. And I hopes all hands there inside the blockhouse overhauls my words. What spoke to one, you spoke to all.
Now you hear me. Just bring those mutineers of yours to us one by one, unarmed, and we'll engage to clap you all in irons.
Beg pardon, sir.
And we'll take you home to a fair trial in England.
You can't find the treasure.
Think not.
No.
Thank you. Kindly, gentlemen.
And you can't sail the ship. You don't know how, Captain.
Thunder. stove in your blockhouse like a rum puncheon.
And the next time I'll meet you, Silver, I'll put a bullet in your back.
Well, barbecue?
One thing I claims. I claims Trelawney. And I'll wring his fat calf's head off his body.
And the others?
Them that dies will be the lucky ones.
Outlaws, cutlasses, Jim low, hunter, crossfire. Cowardly dogs down the run.
All that could, but the 6 of them will never run again.
That's better odds than we had before.
We'll drop them yet, Smollett. Intelligence.
What?
Military intelligence. That's what we need. No battle was ever won without it. What we've got to have is information as to what those pirates are about.
You're right enough, sir. But there's no one here to get it. We can't spare a single man. And, gentlemen, we've lost the ship.
Trelawney, whether you like it or not, we must deal with Silver.
You've joined them too. Why, everyone has got to be a pirate. I gives up.
Get back to the stockade, Mr. Gunn. You'll be safe there. They'll look after you.
And give me passage back to England.
I've no doubt.
Give me a pardon.
Maybe, if you prove useful.
I'll not tell no one that till I've got me articles signed. A piece of cheese. Just a small piece of cheese.
There's a fine store of it back there.
Then I'm with them.
Wait! That little boat of yours, where is it?
I'll have the cheese first.
No, first the boat.
What'll you do with her?
I'll row out to the ship, cut it adrift, and let it go ashore where the wind takes it.
Why?
Well, what do the pirates want? To up anchor and away to sea. That would be something fine to prevent. Come on.
There it is.
Come on, then. Mr. Gunn? Mr. Gunn?
Are you going to answer yes or no? Are you coming with us, John Silver? Yes or no? Liar! What are you waiting for? Come on, tell me. Come on now, coward, and I'll prove it to you, scum, when the time comes. You are a liar!
Where might you come from?
I've come aboard to take possession of the ship, Mr. Hans. You'll kindly regard me as your captain until further notice.
Aye, aye, Captain, then what?
First, I mean to beach her.
Now you tell me why.
No, first you tell me how to sail her.
Dead men don't bite.
One more step, Mr. Hans, and I'll blow your brains out. Dead men don't fight, you know.
I reckon we're foul, Jimmy. We'll have to sign articles together. I don't have no luck, not I. And I reckon I'll have to.
Yes, Mr. Jim Hawkins. Dropped in, I think. Pleasant surprise, poor old John.
I'd like to know why you're here and where my friends are.
I'd like to know what's what, eh, shipmate? Avast there. This boy's a hostage. We're going to waste a hostage. Jim. Get behind me. Not long ago, in a dog watch, the doctor come to us with a flag of truce to see Silver. Captain Silver, you're sold out. Ship's gone. By thunder, we're through the ship. Was gone. Let's bargain, says the doctor. Here we are as the result with stores and brandy in this here blockhouse. That's where the boy, says he. I don't know where he is, confound him, and I don't much care. We're about sick of him.
Is that all?
Them was his words, Jimmy.
And you want me to join up with you?
None of us won't hurry him, mate. Time goes so pleasant in your company, you see.
I'll tell you what. When you're in court for piracy, I'll save you if I can. You're in a bad way. Ship lost, treasure lost, men lost. Your whole business has gone to wreck. And if you want to know who did it, it was I. I was in the apple barrel the night you sighted land. And I brought your ship where you'll never see her more, not one of you.
First and last, we've split upon Jim Hawkins.
You want to have it out with me? Him that dares, I'll see the color of his insides. Cracks and all. You won't fight. And by thunder, you'll obey. I'm captain here. Why? Because I'm the best man by a long sea mile. That boy there, I never seen a better boy than that. I like that boy. Let me see him lay a hand on him.
This crew has rights like other crews. I claims my rights. And steps outside for a council.
Now look here, Jim Hawkins. You're within half a plank of death. What's a whole lot worse? Torture. oversight now. But why did that doctor give me the chart now? Why?
Gave you the chart?
He did, and there's something under that. I'm saying something under that. Surely. Bad or good.
So that's it then.
Step up, lads. We know the rules. The black spot, is it? G-post, is it? Very pretty road, to be sure. Just like print, I swear. Your hand are right, George. Well, where has you got the paper? Huh? This ain't lucky.
Ain't lucky?
You've gone and cut this out of a Bible. What fool cuts a Bible?
But there, what did I say? No good will come of that, I said.
You'll all swing now, I reckon. You, George Mary, you stand for captain over me. Well, you began this dance. Looks mighty like a hornpipe on a rope's end at execution docket does. That's where we'll end this dance, said George's mates. Every mother's son of us up there in chains. You've seen them? Birds eating out their eyes.
You made a hash of this whole cruise.
Bungle that. Me has made a bargain with the doctor. You is kind of crawling on your knees to me to make it. Look at it.
That's old Flint, sure enough. JF. And he's got underneath.
Mighty pretty. How are we going to get away with it? That's a no ship.
I resign by thunder. Pick whom you please to be your captain now. I'm done with it.
John,
Barbecue.
we want you.
We need
you.
you.
We need you.
We want you.
You're the best captain for us.
Yes.
And it's time we got started, shipmates.
Look!
What sort of a way is that? For bones to lie. Satan. Nature.
Old Flint did that. He always liked to make a man uncomfortable.
A great one for jokes. Splint. This is just like him. No mistake. I've got a notion, lads, that this here is a compass. Study the line from up here, see? The tip-top point of Skeleton Island sticking up there like a tooth. Just take a bearing on that, George Mary, along the line of them bones. They're short bones, ain't they? And the hair's been yellow. That'd be paradise.
He owed me money.
He's gonna pay you back. By gum. Flint, I see hauled up here and laid in here for a compass. What's it read?
East, south, south, east, and by east.
3 tall hills in the same line? Could be a cave. This here's our pointer, lads, for the pole star and the jolly dollars. Fetch ahead, Jim, for the doubloons. This is Flint's coffin, lads. You can lie to that.
6 they were, and 6 are we. And bones is what they are now.
Now I saw him dead. Old Flint it ever was. I saw him laid out with the penny pieces on his eyes.
He's dead and gone below. But if ever a spirit walked, it would be Flint's. Come on.
Someone skylarking. Someone that's flesh and blood. You may lie to that.
Fetch out the rum, Darby.
Then what? His last words. His last words about blood.
That's fixed it. Let's go.
Feared of Flint yet? Not in his life. And by the powers, I'll face him dead too. You stinking swabs! There's 700,000 pounds of buried gold right here. Right there. When did ever a gentleman of fortune turn his star into that much dollars for boozy old seaman? And him dead, too.
Belay there, John. Don't you cross the spirit.
Darby. Spirits. Voice was like to Flint's and but it were like her to somebody else's now. It would like to... By the powers, been gone.
So it were. They got it were.
It don't make much odds.
Oh, Ben Gunn's not here. In the body. Any more than Flint?
Nobody minds Ben Gunn. Alive or dead. Nobody minds him. Come on, lads. Somewhere. Close. There's 700,000 pounds. Treasure. Thunder. They've been here before us.
And they found the treasure.
And made off with it. It's gone.
Jim, take this in case of trouble.
That's treasure, is it? Mates, I'm telling you, that man knew it all along. Look at the face of him.
Mary. Stand for Captain again? You're a pushing lad, to be sure.
There's two of them alone there. One's that old cripple that brought us all here and blundered us into this. The other's that young cub I'm going to get the heart of.
I reckon I settled you.
At 'em, lads!
That was a close one. Near, gentlemen, very near. Oh, thank you kindly.
John Silver, you're a villain.
All right, but I'm not to swing for it. Right, Doctor?
A prodigious villain.
He's wild and here to come after you, but the doctor and me had a bargain.
As things have fallen out, you'll not be prosecuted. But the dead men, sir, will hang about your neck like millstones.
Oh, thank you kindly.
I dare you to thank me. It's a gross dereliction of my duty. But Livesey gave you his parole. Silver, you're a lucky man.
Lucky I had Jim Hawkins here. Well, you would have cut old John to bits and never give it another thought now, would you?
Not a thought.
Since my neck's not for the rope, let's get to business. So on this island there's a mighty big heap of treasure. Now, who moved it, gentlemen? You? You didn't have the time.
Ben Gunn did. He had years for it.
Ben, to think it was you that done me.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Get back. Get back.
English, French, Spanish and Portuguese doubloons and double guineas. Strange oriental pieces, round and square, nearly every variety of money in the world. And for number, I'm sure they were like autumn leaves. When we got the treasure stowed, we weighed anchor, laying her head for the nearest port in Spanish America. We needed fresh hands for the crew, and Dr. Livesey and the squire, taking me along with them, went ashore to look for them. The sight of so many good-humored faces made such a charming contrast to our life on the island that we failed to see a small boat leaving the Hispaniola. When we came alongside, Long John Silver was gone.
Gone.
Gone?
Yes, sir. Gone. He slipped off in a shore boat while the watch was dozing. He didn't go empty-handed either.
This letter's for me. A sack of gold coins, Jim. You won't begrudge that to an old sailor. And a few rings and trinkets to help him on his wanderings.
We made a good cruise home, all of us with ample share of the treasure. Of Silver, we have heard no more. That formidable seafaring man with one leg has at last gone clean out of my life. As for that accursed island, oxen and wain ropes would not bring me back there again. And the worst dreams that I ever have are when I hear the surf booming about its coast, or start upright in bed with the sharp voice of Captain Flint still ringing in my ears.
Peter the Great! Peter the